You are the project manager of a large-scale software development project. The project has reached its closing stage, and the final deliverables have been handed over to the client and accepted. Important information, so the deliverable has been accepted. During the final review, after deliverable acceptance, you identify a potential risk. The software may not be fully compatible with the some of the client's existing systems, okay, which could impact the long-term benefit of the project. What is the most important action project manager should take? Tricky situation. I am in a closer, my deliverables are accepted, and I am doing the review. Some conversation happened. Somehow I was not clearly aware about their target and their other systems which are in use. And during the conversation and the review, I discovered whatever they are using right now, they can face some challenges with the integration of their existing system and my newly delivered solution. So there is a potential things which can go wrong, compatibility issues. Now, what should I do? I am at a closer stage. Yeah. So there is a risk. Yeah. But what should I do? That's the question. Let's see option for these questions. Option A, take an immediate steps to modify the software to ensure compatibility, extending the project timeline if necessary. You will say, oh, this is very bad thing. I must go back and say, even if your deliverables are accepted, I will do something and make it compatible. I think too much thinking, yeah, because the question is nowhere showing that it is going to happen for sure. And the question is not showing that this is something stakeholder want you to do. The question is saying that you are done with the review. Yeah, you are done with, you already have an approval, but you have a potential risk. Yeah, and I taking direct response and planning the modification may not be a good idea. I need to acknowledge, I need to analyze, and my project deliverables are already over. I need to see my overall boundary as well before I move forward. Yeah. So I won't go with option A. Option B, document the risk in the final project report. Yeah, looks good. And recommend that the benefit owner monitors and address this risk in the future. To me, this looks good until unless we get a better option. So see, my project is about closure and I'm handing over my project closure report. I can mention these observations. I can say, okay, these risks are there, and whoever is going to make sure that we materialize the benefit of this particular project should keep this in mind. Yeah, that looks a good idea until unless I get a better one. Option B, I can also, rather than doing documentation, I can have a discussion with the stakeholders also. Probably I do, the better option could be that as soon as I discovered something, I talk about it with the stakeholders, I make them aware, and then I document it in my project closure report so that they can take care of it. That would have been better option. But since that option is not available, as of now, I am going with B. If I get that, probably I will choose that. Option B as of now. Option C, add the risk into the project risk register and schedule a meeting with the project team to discuss potential mitigation strategies. This could have been a good option if this conversation is not happening after the acceptance of my deliverable, while I am in a project closure stage. The risk register, risk response, all these are good for running my project well. So, and the another thing is, I need to talk to the stakeholders and business owner about it rather than talking to my team. So here, yeah, yes, I can take some assessment, but this option is not appropriate because we are in a closing stage. And that's the trick when I was designing this particular question. I was trying to say, show that once the project deliverables are accepted, the risk is not on the project. The risk is not on the project deliverable. The risk is on the benefits. Yes, if this was not a closing thing, I might go with option C. I will go with option C, but since it's a closing stage, I will say it is less to do with my team. And what do I do by adding into risk register? My closing is happening. The plan is done. Deliverables are accepted. So the B is better than C because of the closing context. Option D, request additional funding from the clients to conduct a new project phase dedicated to resolving potential compatible issue. So this goes as out as A. As A was, I don't want to jump into resolving it. Similarly, option D is also, I don't want to jump into saying it is very critical, give me more money. That's not a good idea. So if I have an option of talking, resolving, and then documenting, I could have selected that. But since that option is missing, I go with option B, which is fairly good, which talks about that we need to create an awareness of this potential risk and put it into our closure reports and make sure the people who are owning the benefit keep eye on it. Yeah, so this is the option B. Now, I think this was a little tricky question, and this question maps to many tasks in our PMP exam content outline. It maps to two process domain tasks. Task number 17, plan and manage project/phase closure or transition. It also maps to assess and manage risks, though it is not during the project towards the closure, but still it maps to task 3. The business domain is also coming alive here. Evaluate task 2, evaluate and deliver project benefits and value. So it is always talking about that we need to make sure the benefit owners are updated whenever there is a risk on the project objective or project value delivery. This particular question is testing our concepts of, do we understand what is benefit owner? Do we understand what is benefit management plan? Do we know that it goes beyond the project closure? Do we have an idea of project closures when things are happening? What do you do with the risk register when the project closing is already partially done? And what is overall risk management, which is not limited to just project risk management. It also get extended to managing the risk which might come on the benefit realization of the project. So many topics get covered in this particular question.